Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sorrowful here, and bossing is a big part of the whole MapleStory experience. And while we have bosses that range from easy to extremely hard, there's a few bosses I have in mind that I think are a little bit too easy and thus should receive a revamp of some sort, whether it be a chaos version of the boss or just make the boss harder overall. With that being said, here is my top 5 list of bosses that need to be buffed or revamped. To kick things off, in the number 5 spot, a boss I really want to see receive a buff, or at least a chaos version of, is Vonlee. Now, first of all, they should completely remove that whole questline in order to actually fight him in the first place, because, to be honest, he's not worth doing that entire questline for, right? So nobody really does it, and he is a really cool boss. You know, why make such a cool boss go to waste? And imagine Vonlee with the whole skeleton animation. How amazing would that be? So a couple of things I would like Nexon to do to Vonlee to make him a more viable boss to fight is, first of all, give him better rewards, you know, for players who aren't exactly the most funded. You know, make it a boss where bringing a party in is actually fun. You could give him a death count system instead of just having infinite lives in there. And I kind of want him to be as powerful as he was when he was just released. Like, when he was just released, he was extremely hard to solo, and he was a really fun boss to fight, right? And I love his whole kit. I like how he could consume his minions that he spawns to regain a big portion of his health. That's really cool. He has damage reflect and he has debuff. He has a really good solid boss kit, but he's just so damn easy to kill, even from an unfunded perspective. And to you know, top that off with an extremely tedious quest line, nobody wants to do that, right? So they could still make him part of the Lionheart Castle, because that's his home, that's where he originates from, you know, that's his whole area. But don't make it so that you have to do that extremely long quest line. Make it so that you only have to, you know, kill like 200 of the monsters for each one, and then you have to do the little tower missions at the top like you currently have to. If they made it like that, I could see a lot more people wanting to fight Vonlee and having to go through those pre-quests in order to fight him. So Vonlee definitely, in my opinion, deserves a buff and or chaos version. Also, I forgot to mention, for Vonlee, they should make it so that his equipment are much better and that his coins are already purified or whatever. From, you don't need totems to purify the coins. They come already purified, and he drops the coins, and he drops more coins depending on which version of Vonlee you face, whether it's normal or chaos. And make his equips that you could get from the shop actually, you know, a little bit semi-decent. You know, you could make them give like 20 all stats and like 3 attack, right? And give them the same amount of slots that they currently have. That way it could give players an option, you know, of going with those equips and give it a nice set effect that's actually, you know, semi-decent. Just so players could have that way of, you know, being strong, right? But don't make it so that those equips are p-sockable, because then they'd be a little bit overpowered for free equips. And yeah, make it just bound to the account, and don't even make it tradable to begin with, honestly, so people can't sell the equips, because yeah, I just feel like it's best off if it's bound to the account. That's why it's a little bit stronger, right? So yeah, give Vonlee some real coin drops, make him drop same amount of potions, he's pretty good with that already, and make the equips that you could get with those coins much better. In the number 4 spot, we have the boss Pianist, right? So Pianist is a really cool boss. It's a giant fish, right? Lives in the depths of the ocean, Aqua Road. And I've always loved the whole concept of him. You know, it's always been a really cool boss in my opinion. It's one of those stationary bosses, yet are still pretty cool. I would like him to be kept in the depths of Aqua Road, right? Give players a reason to actually go to Aqua Road, right? Because nowadays, I don't think, you know, anyone's ever been there for the past like years, right? They should buff him in all aspects, in my opinion. Give him more damage. Make him so that, honestly, I feel like Pianist should be one of those meat bags, so to say, where you just wail at them for freaking hours, right? I feel like they should make him have so much HP, it's not even funny. They should have a normal mode where, you know, normal players could kill it, and then a chaos mode for Pianist, kind of like they have their left and right sides. They should keep that idea, and make it so that the left side, which I believe is the stronger one, have a ton of HP, and the right one be killable for, you know, normal players who aren't exactly that funded. They should make him drop like really good potions, like a ton of power elixirs, so that could be a way to farm up potions for players. Or just make him drop a good amount of mesos, or give him the chance to drop mastery books, right? Give players a way to earn those mastery books as opposed to just buying them, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of players would not mind killing Pianist, going all the way to Aqua Road to kill Pianist, if it meant they could get guaranteed mastery books, right? Make him only doable once a day, and make him actually give a good amount of EXP. As for the Chaos version, or the left side Pianist, make him extremely tanky, and give him things like Seduce and you know, the 1-1 where you bring your HP and MP down to 1, and give him a solid kit for end game players, and give him a ton of HP so that, you know, 6 of us could go in there and just start wailing away at him, right? You could even give him a little bit of a higher defense than normal bosses. I would like it so that when you go to where Pianist resides, there's actually 2 portals there. One for the left side, you'll see one on the left side and one on the right side, and once you go in there, he is always there. However, you can only enter once a day, right? So I feel like that's how they should make Pianist. Give him a purpose, give him some solid rewards, and make him a boss actually worth traveling to and fighting. They could even throw in some reward points for killing Pianist, so you could get daily reward points from killing him as well. That'd be the cherry on the top. Next up, right in the middle of the pack, is Headless Horseman. Yes, I want them to bring this boss back, and I want them to buff him a lot, right? I want him to be, you know, a good grindy way of getting EXP like back in the day. I used to hunt Headless Horseman like in every single channel, in every location possible, way back, and it really helped my character get to level 120 pre-Big Bang, and it was amazing being able to hunt Headless Horsemans. But how I'd want them to do it is kind of like how they have Ranmaru or Madman Ranmaru, where you could travel to New Leaf City, or he'll be accessible through the boss tab thingy, the teleportation thing, or if you go to the Haunted Mansion, there will be a portal that you could enter, and it's to fight Headless Horseman. I want them to make him have a lot more HP, a lot more damage, all that good stuff, and make him give a really good amount of EXP. That's what I really want this boss to give. I want it to be a boss that players could farm for some EXP, and it'd be pretty good, you know, because everyone could get in there and you could fight him once per day. So you could just do that once a day, make him give some Maple reward points, and make him drop a unique equip item, being a ring, and we could just call it the Headless Ring, right? And it could give, you know, 10 all stats and 2 attack and have 2 slots, and it could be a level 120 ring, right? So he gives a decent equip there, and it counts towards the boss accessory set. So that'd be really cool if they could do that. And yeah, make the boss a little bit worth fighting, make it drop some potions like the other bosses, so that, you know, a little bit added benefit from killing him. And yeah, I would really love to see this boss come back into play and be buffed and revamped. And yeah, I just always loved this boss, and I was so sad when they took it out. So yeah, Headless Horseman. Alright, so the runner-up of my top 5 list is Scarleon and Targa. When's the last time you ever heard of these bosses' names? Nonetheless, actually fought them. I believe so many Maplers today probably even never got the opportunity to fight these bosses. And man, like, when these bosses were, you know, viable to do, they were amazing to fight. I loved fighting these bosses, right? It's a little bit hard to fight them because you needed, I believe, 5 to 6 people in the party, and they all had to be there, right? So it was a little bit tedious, and you had to travel all the way there like you had to do with most bosses, and the boss fight would be so awesome, honestly. So what they should do for these bosses is only have one mode, right? No normal, no chaos mode. Keep it so that the Scarleon helm gives strength and dex, while the Targa helm gives luck and int. So what they should also do with these helms is make them level 140 helmets, make them give 30 all stats, well, not all stats, but, you know, strength and dex and int and luck, right? So make them give 30 of those stats, make them give 1 weapon attack, as well as the unique effect of having the ability to work with any set, meaning you could use these helms as a current or whatever replacement for a Root Abyss helmet, right? Because it still work with the set, and therefore people will have a chance to actually continue using their helmets, right? Because if you wanted to upgrade it, you can go ahead and do that, and it is at level 140, so it's before you could actually get your Root Abyss set or equip your Root Abyss set. So, you know, it'd be a little bit of a viable option there, right? And it's free for players to get because they just have to kill these bosses. So I feel like these bosses should be accessible through the boss teleportation system. I mean, these two bosses were so amazing. I don't know why Nexon isn't taking advantage of this already created boss that's absolutely wonderful to fight. And just, why not just buff it, you know? Why not just enhance it, make it stronger, make it drop a little bit better rewards like the helms I just mentioned, and, you know, make the helmets drop with a chance to be epic, you know, with a viable chance for it to be epic. So, you know, even more incentive. Make these bosses give Maple reward points, the usual, and make it so that you only need to be in a party of 2 people, but you still need to be in a party, right? So you could bring a friend along, just to keep that party aspect of these bosses still in place. So that'd be really fun. I loved fighting these bosses. They could buff up their kits a little bit, but they're pretty unique. But they could give them, you know, the usual DR, death counter, all those things to make the difficulty wherever they feel it should be, right? Because those helmets are pretty good. Make them also drop the potions, all that good stuff. So, you know, players don't need to worry about that stuff at all. And also, please, Nexon, if you do buff any of these bosses, always remember to make them give a decent amount of EXP for the average time it would take to kill that boss, right? So I really am disappointed with the EXP amount that some of these bosses give, and honestly, a lot of them should be buffed in that aspect, at least, right? So Scarlian and Targa, I would love for them to make a comeback and be bosses that we could take on again in a modern fashion. And finally, for the #1 spot, the #1 boss that I want to see buffed the most in all of MapleStory is Popularis, the amazing clock tower boss. This boss is so amazing and so unique, and I've loved it ever since Ludibrium came out, honestly. And I love how it's a Ludibrium exclusive boss. I believe it's like the only real boss in Ludibrium. You know, I know Alashar is in Ludibrium. That little timer boss, what's it called? I don't know, I think it's called like timer or something. But Popularis is like the real boss of Ludibrium, and he has that title of being the boss of Ludibrium, but people could just melt through him. You don't even have to be funded to melt through him. His pre-quest to fight him is extremely tedious for a completely non-rewarding boss, so those are all things they need to change, right? Aside from the fact that he is the boss of Ludibrium. Since he is the boss of Ludibrium, make him pose that threat, you know? Make him be extremely strong. Give him a chaos version even. I want him to have a normal and chaos version, and I want his kit to stay the same because he does have the 1/1. He has stuns. He has a couple other tricks up his sleeve, and for the chaos version, give him DR, give him seduce, right? Give him the combo of death, right? Make him a challenge for even later end players, and make it so that whenever he goes into his hiding, his cover mode where you can't attack him, make it so that he heals a portion of his life, right? So that he has some form of sustain, and just like he currently is, make his second form, the smaller flying around form, make it do insane amounts of damage, so you need to avoid him, but he has insanely reduced amount of HP as well. So, you know, Popularis is such an amazing boss. I love how it looks. I could picture it with the skeleton animation looking completely amazing, right? More badass than he already does. And make him accessible through the boss TP feature. Make his pre-quest be, honestly, going to Ludibrium once and traveling all the way down to the tower, killing the gate guardians or whatever they're called, gatekeepers, I think. Kill one of them, get the Ludibrium medal, bring it back to the, what's his name, the clown, Boston or something like that. And this is all coming off the top of my head from memory, So bring it back to Boston, then he'll have a quest for you to kill Popularis, and there you go, boom. Pre-quest done. Don't make it so tedious where you gotta collect, 450 freaking ETC items and then do that shit again. So make Popularis have a normal chaos version, make him available in the boss TP feature, make him give Maple reward points, make him fightable once a day for each version. They don't count for the same count, so you can do normal and chaos in the same day. Make both of them give the Maple points, and make him have the chance to drop pretty much all boss accessories. Right, for that whole boss accessory set, he has a good chance to drop the earrings, face, eye accessory, rings, other than the headless ring and the Scarleon hat or Targa hat. But all those other ones, make him have the ability to drop those, right? So that he's actually, kind of worth doing, because that boss accessory set is actually not that bad. I have it on a couple of my, unfunded characters, and it's pretty decent. So make it have the chance to drop those. To make it a little bit even more valuable, you could buff that entire set a little bit, give those unfunded players a little bit more of a boost. For Chaos version, I'm not entirely sure what they could do. You guys could help me out here. He could drop a coin of some sort where you could get something in return. There could be a whole Popularis shop right outside of his cavern, where you could use coins to buy things like, clean slates or other things, but of course they'd cost a lot of coins. But it's just a neat way to be able to get those things, without having to buy it. So yeah, do those things, make him drop the potions, and all that good stuff. So definitely the #1 boss I want to see buffed in all of MapleStory, the Clock Tower boss, Popularis. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree with this list, if you have different thoughts. Let me know what 5 bosses you want to see get buffed in MapleStory in the comment section below, right under that like button. Thank you all for watching this Sorrowful production. If you enjoyed the video, then why not show it? Hit that like button and subscribe for more Sorrowful goodness. Peace.